So I think it's worth blogging this because this is I'm on a real slump of motivation at this moment. Not currently. I'm actually quite motivated currently, but I did that thing of getting up, wanting to go for a run, and didn't want to go right then and there because I've got the kids, so I wanted to hang out with Woody. And me and Woody, my son, hang out, and Grace in bed, obviously, teenager and all that. And it's been lovely morning, and I've done a bit of work with him. I've sort of sat with him while he's playing his video game, done a bit of work and all that, and my motivation started waning, and I'm sitting there in my running stuff, knowing that when I can go, I'll be ready. And I've just faffed for about an hour because I've driven up here. I'm going to run onto the moors now. It's windy. It's going to be rainy, which is not a bad thing. I love that, but I can't imagine even really stepping outside my car. It's all warm in here and it's windy out there, and I know, and this is what you got to do, you've got to kind of block out the interference, the resistance, the thoughts, and just get your stuff on and go, knowing that the first bit is just going to be horrible, but it's knowledge. It's the knowledge of the, and the trust and the faith that it's gonna, 10 minutes into it, it's gonna feel lovely. Because I'm even sitting here now. I think I'm actually doing this video as procrastination, because the idea of going out there is horrific, really. But yes. So interestingly, I'm going to try and do about 6 miles over the moors, over Burbage. I'm hoping that I'll get into it. So there, I did 7 miles, quite hard miles, bit of hilly, and having to jump on lots of stones, going up the Burbage. So, and it was joyous, but sometimes you forget how long sometimes it can take to get into it. I mean, the first sort of 15 minutes, 20 minutes, I found quite hard work. Didn't feel like I had much energy, and then sort of got really into it. And I think I get into it when I have to sort of hills help, which I know it sounds weird, but the idea that you have to sort of really think about it and try harder, and hopping on all the stones and having to really focus on where you're going, which fits into the theory of flow, the idea of Mihai Csikszentmihalyi wrote this book, the Science of Happiness, and to get into that flow state, he says there needs to be challenge. And sometimes with running, even though there's challenge physically, for me, when you're just sort of running on a track straight, it can get quite boring, and I tend to find it harder work. Anyway, so that was good. And then interestingly, just that idea of not focusing on how I was feeling, but just kicking into action. And I think part of that is understanding, again, a bit of theory of habit forming. That understand, if you look at Charles Duhigg's book on the power of habit, which is great, he talks about a habit being made up of a cue, the behavior, which is the habit itself, and the reward. And when we tend to either change habits, give up habits, or replace habits with new habits, we tend to just think about the behavior bit. And actually, if we can look at the cue and the reward, so my cue this morning to go running is always to put my running stuff on. Once I've done that, I know there's not really much of a barrier for me going out. The running itself, actually, I think about a lot less, because I know that if I overthink that, the idea of going out when I'm all warm and cozy inside. And the reward is, there's 2 rewards. There's the means and the end reward. So the means reward, or the performance reward, is the short-term reward. So it's kind of what I'm going to feel like afterwards, knowing that, if I don't go running a certain amount, I start seizing up, and then the next one's a lot more hard work. How it's going to motivate me, how it's going to keep me healthy, all that sort of stuff. And then the long-term reward is really the thing where I want to be able to run, 26 miles. And whether I can do that with my knees or not is a different question. But if I don't do it, then I won't reach that long-term reward. And the extra long-term reward is obviously to be happier and feel healthier and be fitter and lose a bit of weight and all that kind of stuff. So that cue and that reward is so important, and actually the behaviour is something don't think about. And 90 days apparently is the latest research on habit formation, and I've been doing it for more than 90 days now, and it is a lot easier for me to use it as a habit and to sort of overcome the resistance and the thoughts that kind of can stop us doing what we want to do. So a little bit of habit theory. Have a look at the book Power of Habit, Charles Duhigg, and you can Google it. It's all online as well. And the Flow, Mihai Csikszentmihalyi, and I'm not going to tell you how to spell it because I can't remember, but if you look at Flow, the Science of Happiness, you'll find it. Have a lovely day.